Where does our sense of right and wrong come from? For A-level philosophy students, this question is at the heart of moral philosophy, and revision starts here. Let's break down the core ethical theories: utilitarianism, Kantian deontology, and Aristotelian virtue ethics. We'll explore their key concepts, thinkers, and challenges before connecting theory to real-world dilemmas and meta-ethical debates, all organized for exam success. First, utilitarianism. Utility means happiness or pleasure. The main task: maximizing utility, or the greatest happiness for the greatest number. Bentham's quantitative hedonistic utilitarianism uses a utility calculus. Each action is weighed for pleasure and pain. Mill, on the other hand, brings qualitative distinctions. Higher pleasures, like intellectual achievements, are valued over simple bodily pleasures. Preference utilitarianism, a non-hedonistic variant, focuses on satisfying preferences, not just pleasure. Act utilitarianism judges each action separately, while rule utilitarianism considers the impact of general rules. These approaches provoke questions. Does pleasure alone lead to what is good? Nozick's experience machine challenges this. Is utilitarianism fair to individuals, or does it risk a tyranny of the majority? Calculation difficulties arise too. Who counts as morally relevant? Partiality and the tension between intentions and moral integrity complicate matters further. Next, Kantian deontological ethics. For Kant, the good will is central. What matters isn't what you achieve, but why you act. Acting out of duty, not just in accordance with it, is essential. Hypothetical imperatives tell us how to achieve ends, but only categorical imperatives, commands valid for everyone, are truly moral. The first formulation: universalize your maxim. If your rule could apply to all without contradiction, it's moral. The second formulation: treat humanity always as an end, never a mere means. Kant faces issues. What happens when duties clash? Not all universalizable maxims seem moral, and not all exceptions seem immoral. Some argue consequences do matter, and that motives like love or kindness should be valued. Philippa Foot challenges Kant, suggesting that morality may also be a system of hypothetical imperatives. Then, Aristotelian virtue ethics. Aristotle asks, what is the good for humans? Eudaimonia, flourishing, is the ultimate aim. Virtues help us achieve it. The function argument claims humans fulfill their purpose through reason, shaped by virtuous character. Virtues are traits developed by education and habit, with feelings playing a critical role. The doctrine of the mean teaches that virtue lies between extremes. Courage is midway between recklessness and cowardice. Virtue ethics also examines moral responsibility, voluntary and involuntary actions, and the importance of practical wisdom. But critics worry. Can virtue ethics provide clear action guidance? What if virtues clash? Is the definition of virtue circular, defining good people by good acts, and vice versa? And must a trait contribute to flourishing to be virtuous? Now, applied ethics, linking theory to dilemmas. Consider stealing. Does it ever maximize utility, challenge duty, or reveal virtue? Simulated killing in media. Can it be defended by preference satisfaction, ruled out by deontology, or assessed by character development? Eating animals, whose preferences count. Is kindness a relevant virtue here? Lying. Is it ever justified on utilitarian grounds, forbidden by duty, or permitted when honesty clashes with other virtues? Finally, meta-ethics. What is the nature of moral language? Are moral facts real and independent, or are moral principles simply attitudes, emotions, or social conventions? Cognitivist moral realism claims mind-independent moral facts exist, as in naturalist utilitarianism and virtue ethics. Non-naturalism, like More's intuitionism, argues that moral properties cannot be reduced without committing the naturalistic fallacy. Hume's Fork and Ayres verification principle cast doubt. Can moral claims be true or false? Hume also warns that moral judgments aren't just beliefs. Beliefs alone can't motivate us. Isn't there an is-ought gap? We can't derive moral duties directly from facts. Mackey introduces error theory, suggesting we're always wrong about morals, and argues from relativity and queerness that moral claims are strange and unwarranted. Anti-realists go further. Emotivism says moral language expresses emotion, Prescriptivism says it issues commands. But can these theories explain moral progress, disagreement, and reasoning? Does anti-realism risk collapsing into moral nihilism? As your revision draws to a close, recall the differences and challenges each theory brings. Reflect on how theory applies to real ethical questions, and how metaethics shapes the ground beneath our debates. Confidence grows through clarity. You now have the key terms, thinkers, and criticisms at your fingertips. Philosophy unfolds not just in textbooks, but in every moral decision you face.